to Michelle, and then she can talk about the process of enrollment and how you can actually get started. So today we're specifically going to talk about early childhood education and care and its prospects in Australia. So as Puneet mentioned, that I'm from Trent College, and Trent College has been around since 2009, and we specialize in all the healthcare and the care industry qualifications like nursing, early childhood, pathology, dental, aged care, and similar courses. Now, early childhood education and care is actually one of our most popular courses for a couple of reasons. The number one reason being that in Australia, the demand for early childhood educators is quite high, and it is in skill shortage. So what it means is that if you do decide to build your career or find jobs in early childhood in Australia, it would be a lot easier, and and you will find a lot of jobs are actually available. And we have been offering these courses for the last 11 years. And now, since with coronavirus and what's happening around the world, especially in India, I know I'm hearing stories which are a bit scary at the moment. Fortunately, in Australia, we have got it in control a little bit more, but I know I hear stories from India, which is not very good to hear. But I know you're all locked up at home at the moment. So how to make the best use of this time? So what we are doing is we are offering the diploma and the certificate 3 in early childhood education and care as distance education. So what it means is that you can actually complete most of the qualification in India as distance education. And a part of it, which is the work placement part. So for certificate 3, there's 3 weeks, and for diploma, there is 6 weeks of work placement to be completed in Australia. So basically, once you finish the course, you will come to Australia to complete the 3 weeks or the 6 weeks of work placement. We will organize it for you, and it is a part of the course, so it is unpaid. So you won't be paid for it. But what happens is after 6 weeks, when you complete the qualification, then you will be able to change your visa into something else, or you can even come back to India or get a better job. But if you want to stay in Australia, you can move ahead and study bachelor's, and you will be able to get admission directly into second year. So you will be able to finish bachelor's in just 2 years and actually save a lot of money. I think in Indian terms, we were calculating it's somewhere near 20 lakhs or something that you save. I think Puneet might be able to do the conversion a little better than I do. So that's the saving of money and time. And also, not only that, but even if you choose to do any other course, doesn't matter. But if you have a certificate 3 or a diploma in early childhood, you will be able to work part-time, because on a student visa, you're actually allowed to work 40 hours a fortnight, and you will be able to work. And there's so many jobs available that you will be able to make money and support yourself in Australia. And then to come to Australia, we will support you with visas as well, but not the college, but Puneet and his organization in India will be able to offer you that support and help you with the process. So what I've done is, in a nutshell, I've just told you about the program, Early Childhood Education and Care, and how it can help you come to Australia after 1 year, like it's between 8 months to 1 year, because I think that's how long it will take anyway for the coronavirus situation to get better. So when you come to Australia, then that can actually weave a path for you to build a career here. And the enrollment process and how you can actually get started, I will very quickly get Michelle to start. But Michelle is our Director of Studies, and she holds years of experience in working in the industry, and she manages how students, the entire learning journey of students. So I'm just going to quickly hand over to Michelle, and after that, we will open the forum for questions. And in the chat, please feel free to keep typing your questions, and both Punita and Michelle, we can read those questions and answer it for you as we go. But before that, I will just hand over to Michelle. Here you go, Michelle. Michelle, can you hear me? Michelle, your microphone is off, I think. Puneet, is it from your end? Yeah.
Michelle, can you hear now? Yes. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much. Thanks, Nutan. Thanks, Puneet. Nutan, would you like me to go through the OBA per se, or just the whole course in general for our courses?
I think in this particular group, most of them are for early childhood education. Is there
Okay,
anybody who's looking for nursing or OBA program? If yes, you can just leave us a message. If not, I'm assuming it's all early childhood at the moment.
not a problem. So for early childhood and education and care, so there are two courses that, sorry, I think one of the attendees, and Yasmin, can't hear, is saying that she is signaling that she can't hear any, there's no sound that she.
Okay, Yasmin, can you hear? You still can't hear?
I
I
think
will
she
send
can't
a
hear.
recording anyways.
That's okay. All right, not a problem. So I'll just continue with the discussion. So we early childhood and care from a distance, for distance education, we also offer a distance education program for both certificate and diploma course. So which is, as Nutan said, at the moment, I think that's a good option for those who are keen to start a course but aren't able to come here at the moment, as you guys, as everyone knows, is because of the pandemic. And our distance education, even though if we're doing it through an online platform or through it's web based, so we have a learning platform online, it can still be conducted, and all of the trainers that who will be looking after your assessment, who will be conducting the the lectures and all that, will be from Australia. So attaining a certificate or a diploma is still achievable via the online platform. So by doing it distance education, or we also call it transnational, it's a doable course. So at least whilst we await what happens or what's there to happen, because it's very unpredictable, you can actually start the course as early as next month, next week, with the distance education. And then moving from there, moving on after that, is once you've received that, and once international travel is already open, then you can proceed to coming here with as a student visa, by applying for the student visa processing as well. So that's a pathway that you can do, because we do have students currently who are here directly as a student visa, but that was prior to the non-processing of the student visas due to the lockdown. So but again, as I mentioned, at this stage in time, we've received a lot of interest from different countries: India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Philippines, and other countries as well, non-Asian countries, who are very keen on starting, but they're more so doing the online distance education for now. And then once you completed that, the for both certificate and diploma ECEC, there is a component of the course wherein there is a workplace experience. And that workplace experience will be conducted here in Australia, onshore is what we call that. And to be able to accommodate that, you will be doing another visa entry, which is the tourist visa, to come and complete the workplace experience. And that won't happen till for certificate until 8 months, 7 months into the course, once everything is completed satisfactorily. So that will be next year. And by then, all fingers crossed, hopefully, like, the borders are open, the international travel is open as well. So the placement will be conducted onshore. And once you're here in Australia, then you can transition to a student visa onshore, which will increase the likelihood of you being approved. And I think Puneet can also second that in terms of like getting approval for a transition from tourist to student whilst you're in Australia. It's different because then you'll be able to see what the education system is like here, what the um, the Australian and what do you call this, Australian culture, and you'll be more exposed, and you'll have a meaningful reason to continue your studies here.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle. And as Michelle said that, you'll come to Australia on a visitor visa first, and visitor visa is usually for 3 months. So that will give you enough time to complete your work experience, complete your qualification, and then decide what you want to do next. You can decide to go to university, or you can decide to go back to India, or you can do any other qualification or whatever you like. But then it opens up a lot of options for you. And also you can, decide to make the best of this time right now, and start the course. As Michelle said, you can actually start the course as soon as you want, because you can start it next week if you like, if you're ready, or whenever you like, and it's the best use of your time. I think that's probably that's probably all from both Michelle and I in terms of the course and how it is delivered and what's after that. If any one of you have any specific question, please write it in the chat so we can answer it for you right now. Or otherwise, Puneet might have few questions that some of you have sent via email. But yeah, feel free to ask us any question, leave it in the chat. I'm actually reading it as you're writing. So I can, both Michelle and I can answer that for you. Yes, I think Ashmin has asked a question that if you can pursue your Bachelor of Arts. Yes, you can. Ashmin, it's also a matter of basically having a counseling session with you. Like, why would you like to study Bachelor of Arts? What is the requirement? Is this something that you want to study and come back to India with, or is this something you want to continue stay in Australia? So yeah, so we can definitely help you with that. Yeah, so that answers your question. Yes, Bachelor of Arts, you can study Bachelor of Arts, and based on the stream, you may even get some credits for the subjects. But if you decide to study Bachelor's in Early Childhood, you will get 1 year credit to it. So you will go directly into second year. So yeah, I hope I answered your question, Archana.
Nutan, some of them have a question, like what is the basic requirement of this course? Because some of the people, they have left their studies few years back and they still want to now join back or get back into studies. So what is the criteria, basic criteria for joining these courses?
Right. Look, the minimum criteria is that you should have finished your year 12. And with what a lot of people are sending, I can see that a lot of you finished your bachelor's degree. Look, the diploma in early childhood basically is a requirement to work in an early childhood industry in Australia. Of course, it's a diploma level, but remember, it's an Australian qualification, and a lot of bachelor's degree from India, unfortunately, are not recognized here. And for that to be recognized, you have to go through the assessment process. But in my experience, a lot of them are not recognized. Some are, but not a lot of them. So if you have completed bachelor's degree, that's not a problem. You can still do the diploma course and then come here on visitor visa to complete your work experience component of it. And then you can decide. Because what happens is if you're in India and you decide to come here for a diploma course, you may not get a visa because you're overqualified. But if you're coming here on a visitor visa and then coming to Australia and then converting into a student visa is a lot easier. But again, as I said, I am not the right person to give you visa advice. It would be Puneet, and you can contact him directly. But your minimum qualification, to answer your question, is year 12. But if you have a bachelor's degree or a GNM, I think somebody asked, yes, you definitely can do the course. And I think one person has asked duration of the course. The duration of the course is, it's actually 12 months, but some of you can finish it slightly sooner. So to be on the safer side, I can say it's somewhere between 8 to 12 months. You can do that. Sorry, go ahead.
And I think one of the other main reasons that they're going to be looking at as well, same with like for visa purposes as well as for education purposes, would be the main reason why you would like to pursue the course in general. So that's a very important part of the part of applying for the course and enrolling for the course would be the reason for taking up the course.
Yes, that definitely, like your reason why you want to do the course is always important, because when you're applying for the visa as well, you need to actually write a statement of purpose. So where we write your actual reason why you want to study. And and someone asked me a question here. It says, "Is the degree accredited to any university?" Look, we are a private college, and all our qualifications are nationally recognized. So we call ourselves an RTO. RTO means we are a registered training organization. So we are registered with the accredited body here. So we are recognized by the government that we can issue nationally recognized qualifications. Basically what it means is, if you take our diploma and go to university to study any bachelor's program, that diploma will be recognized, and depending on the qualification you want to study in Australia, you will get credits for it too. So to answer that question, yes, our diploma is recognized in Australia, and it is, we've got our official RTO number and everything, which you can actually check on our website, which is tredcollege.edu.au. Another question, is there any age limit? Yes, there is. Probably if you're in your 30s, yeah, we will accept it, but probably not after that, because then to justify that why you want to study early childhood will get very, very hard. Can students start the course from India itself? Yes, you can.
Yes.
You can, in fact, complete most of your course in India. The only part that will be left is the 6-week work placement, which you can do, which you have to complete in Australia. So you complete your entire course in India, then apply for visitor visa, come to Australia for the visa will be for 3 months, but then you can do just 6 weeks work placement, get your qualification, and then move on to do whatever you like. And we can help you with that too. We can counsel you with your options. Okay, Mr. Ajay Kumar, you have sent us your details. Surely we will email you the information. And Yasmin as well, we will email you all the information. What are the job prospects after the course? Sorry?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you the question.
Okay, what are the job prospects after the course? So the job prospects after the course are, especially with early childhood, I would say they are brilliant. The reason for that is because in Australia, as I mentioned earlier, there's a massive skill shortage. There is a demand for the early childhood course. And I tell you, we have actually a couple of groups studying here at the college at the moment. They're all international students. And funnily enough, majority of them are from India and Nepal. So a lot of those students, as a part of the course, we send them for work placement to some childcare centers, and most of them have got jobs there already, because there is such a massive shortage. Although we don't guarantee jobs because we are only a training provider, we are a college. But having said that, as we know of what's available, there are a lot of jobs available. In fact, I will recommend you do some research online as well. There are a couple of employment sites in Australia like seek.com.au or indeed.com.au. Go on it and have a look. Just do a search of childcare worker, search, and you will see how many jobs come up. So yeah, there's a lot of job opportunities. So you can work as an educator. That's the entry level job, which still very well paid. So you start as an educator, then you go and work as a center manager, as a room leader, as a director, as a supervisor. So there are multiple roles. And some of you may even go and decide to open your own childcare center here, because childcare centers in Australia are a very profitable business, I've heard. So that's definitely another. Sorry, Michelle?
Sorry, now just to add on to that as well, you can actually further your education as well. So if, for example, you've completed your diploma, as Nutan said, there are courses that you can credit the subjects. So for example, you can transition or further your education to do a bachelor's in education, and that's another stream. And when you complete that, again, that will increase the prospects or your job opportunities furthermore.
Perfect. Thanks, Michelle. And I think Mr. Arun Ram Chaudhary asked about the fee structure. The fee structure, we can email you the actual course flyer that has the fee, duration, the subjects, and the whole lot. So may I please request, Puneet, could you email everybody, in fact, and then Mr. Arjun Ram Chaudhary as well, the course flyer? So you will have all the details, because I can tell you in dollars, but I think Puneet will be able to send you the right information in the flyer. Okay, I think I answered the job question already. Sorry, I'm just going through the questions here.
We have a excuse me. We have a question from Yasmin.
Yes.
She has questioned that if we complete degree in India and take visitor's visa and visit, That's the time we have to do the practical training. But on visit, can we be legally eligible? Now, Michelle, Yasmin, what happens is that when you apply for a visitor visa, you get a minimum 3 months, and most of the times you get a visitor visa for 1 year. So you have only 6 weeks of internship after the course. So once you finish that 6 weeks of internship, you get your degree, and then we ask you whether you want to convert that into something else. So once you are in Australia, the visa chances or the probability of getting the visa, or if you want to study further, it's at least 50% more than what you can achieve when you apply from India or any other country. The moment you are at the Australian soil, your chances, your probability becomes much higher.
Yeah. Thanks, Puneet. Moving on from there, there is Mr. Ravi Shankar asked, I don't know the question, it says ADHD in early childhood. I'm not sure if you're asking that if that is included in the course curriculum. In the course curriculum, yes, there is a subject where you talk about how to work with children from 0 to 5 years of age if they have any special needs, including everything that comes under the the autism spectrum and ADHD as well. So we teach the behavioral control or how to manage their behavior in that subject. So yeah, it is included. It's a part of that course. Okay, so, oh Yasmin, okay, of course, we just answered your question. That's the time. Okay, I think, sorry, Puneet, just to add on to Yasmin's question that you says, but on visit, can we be legally eligible? Does that mean you're asking that you will be legally eligible to do the work experience? Is that your question, Yasmin? I think it is. So just to interpret that question in that way, yes, you will be, because work experience is actually an unpaid work part. It's a part of your course. So because it's a part of your course, you will be legally allowed to do the 6 weeks of work placement. And even when you apply for visa, the college will be giving you a letter stating that you have actually completed the theory work and you will be doing the work placement in Australia for 6 weeks. So all that letter will be submitted with your visa paperwork. Okay, moving from there. Somebody asked, do we teach Montessori model? And no, we actually don't teach Montessori model. The most popular model in Australia is what we call EYLF, Early Years Learning Framework. And it falls under National Quality Framework of Australia. And that's what we follow. Montessori, I think, comes from UK. Yes, there are a lot of Montessori centers in Australia, but majority of them, I would say almost 80% of centers in Australia work on the EYLF model of Australia. And that's what we teach in the course as well. Okay, I'm just scrolling. I think I've gone through all the questions, yay. All right, any other question? Sorry, Dr. Nawaz, I'm just looking at your question. I think I might have missed it. Dr. Nawaz, would you mind typing your question again? Sorry, I was just trying to look at, scroll up, but I can't find your question. Okay, somebody, Galaxy Note 9, can you share testimonials as well of the previous batch? Oh, definitely. I will be able to, we will be posting some of our testimonials on our Facebook page as well. I think Puneet recently posted one of our students' testimonial, a video testimonial on, where did you post that, Puneet? Sorry, I think on your Facebook. But if you can, we do have a Facebook page called Trek College. So if you look for it, we will be in the next week or so, we will be posting quite a few testimonials. That won't be an issue. That's easy. Okay, Dr. Nawaz, I am waiting for your question.
I think I've located the question.
Oh, you have it? Yeah.
It says, can Dr. Nawaz, meet everyone. Can you, I'm from Jammu and Kashmir. Can you open some institutes regarding EC probably, as here is no concept of above education. I will provide you land here for the above. That's the,
sure.
I just read it out, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Nawaz. For that, could you please, I think we can discuss that outside of this forum, and I might actually request Puneet to contact you and discuss that in detail. Puneet, you want to make a note of it, please?
Yeah.
All right. Primary sign of schizophrenia in children. Look, we do not because it's not a clinical course, we do not specifically talk about schizophrenia, but we do talk about managing children with special needs and behavior management. Yes, we do talk about that. It's a part of the course.
And it's sorry, Nutan, to add on to that as well, it's the general concept of it. There are more specialized courses that will really go into detail in terms of like children with special needs.
Yes, absolutely. And I think somebody else asked the question if there are scholarships available. Now, what we have done is, because it's a distance education and you will be learning it from India, we have already reduced our price a lot, because to study diploma in early childhood in Australia, if you apply for visa and come to Australia, and even certificate 3, like for example certificate 3, you will be looking at the fees of 10,600, and diploma is Australian dollars 19,600. So we have actually reduced it by more than half to deliver it in India. So the actual price, Puneet will email that to you, but we have already reduced it for less than half, just because, you know, the current situation, what's happening, and to accommodate everybody's need.
Yasmin has asked total cost again. So.
All right. So the total cost, I know from the top of my head, for Indian market, the diploma in early childhood is $8,000, and the certificate 3 in early childhood, Puneet, was it 4,000 or 4,500?
Yeah, $4,500.
$4,500. So which is, as I said, it's less than half the price of if you have to come to Sydney and study.
And this includes the internship.
Yes, this does include your work experience when you come to Australia, and we will be organizing it for you. So we will organize it as soon as you get your visa in India. So before you fly in here, we would be organizing your work placement and one day with us and our team to get you started properly with work placement and all the paperwork and the documentation that's required. Because before you arrive in Australia, we will get you to apply for a couple of checks as well. Like, because you will be working with children, there is something in Australia called working with children check and a national police check, just to make sure you haven't killed anybody in the past. That's it, so that we can let you work with children. But all these checks and all of that, we will be working closely with you and make sure all the documentation are complete once you get here. I think we have pretty much answered everybody's question. Just in case if we have missed anything, please do leave a message here on the chat or email directly. I think everybody's got Puneet's email. Now, accommodation, we can assist, but we, as I said, we are a training provider. We can't organize it, but we can assist because we do have tie-ups with a lot of accommodation providers, and we can help you connect with them, and you can contact them before you even arrive. Okay.
Can you give us a little bit brief about what would be, roughly living expenses when you're there for 6 weeks or maybe 2 months for students?
Well, again, as I said, it depends on your
preferences.
Your preferences. So it could range anywhere from $300 a week till $1,000 a week. So it depends on your living preferences, and also which part of Australia. You don't actually have to come to Sydney. You can, if you go to Melbourne or Perth or Adelaide. Adelaide are much cheaper than Sydney, or Brisbane is cheaper, but Sydney is where all the jobs are. So again, it depends on your preferences, but we can always guide you closer to the time and assist you with that. We are based in Sydney, by the way. Yes, we are in Sydney, but we have students who come from Sri Lanka and other countries similar, doing the distance education, and they go to Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, most of them. So we do assist them with work placement there as well. And somebody asked, document for government done by you. So I'm assuming you're asking for visa documentation. No, we don't do visa documentation, but Puneet can organize that for you through a registered MARA agent. So we can help you with that. I think we have only about 5 more minutes left on the meeting. But as if any more questions, please email Puneet, and I think he has left his email address on the chat here. And I think I will just take this opportunity to say thank you all. And Michelle, if you have anything to add.
No, I think that's all for me as well. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to answer. Please do it via Puneet, and he'll liaise with us so that we can answer as much we can. But thank you everyone for attending, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you all. And yeah, please, we have a Facebook page as well. You can just like the page, and that's where we will be posting a lot of testimonials and a lot of updates as well. So hope to hear from you all soon, and very nice e-meeting all of you. And thank you, Puneet, for organizing it.
Thanks, Puneet.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone.
All right.
See you guys.
All right. See you.
Bye.